Of course, there are many questions about today's shooting. Manny Gomez, a former special agent with the FBI, sat down with CBSN New York's Valerie Castro to give us some perspective.
Give us your initial thoughts over today's events.
Law enforcement were heroic in this effort. They went in, first responders. Now we're trained to go in whenever a situation like this happens. They went in. We lost a police officer. Another police officer or more were hurt in the effort to try to save lives. So they're heroes. That's my first thought when it comes to this situation. Second of all, I'm glad that I hear that it's not a hate crime or a terrorism event.
Where does this investigation start? We know there are multiple scenes. There were hundreds of rounds fired. Where does the groundwork begin today? The
groundwork begins with the crime scene itself, and it expands. So they're going to go into the crime scene. They're going to literally give a number to every round that was fired and delineate who fired which round, whether it was law enforcement, whether it was the suspects, etc. They're going to take all forensic evidence, hair samples, blood samples, whatever it is, video cameras, which I'm sure everybody has video cameras. They're going to look at those, and they're going to flesh out from that crime scene and flesh out through that community the video cameras. They're going to go to the U-Haul and see who rented the U-Haul, under what license, under what situation, under what circumstances. They're going to ascertain who, if anybody, was associated with this heinous crime where multiple lives were lost. This investigation will span several days, right? Possibly weeks? It's going to span days, weeks, maybe even months, depending on where we go. We already ascertained that the good news is the suspects have been neutralized, so there's no longer an immediate threat to that community. That's the good news. The bigger picture is, who are these people? Who are they associated with? And is this an isolated act, or is it a bigger picture of something else that could be a plot? The mayor has already said that this is not believed to be terror related. What gives police that indication that it is not that? Well, from my sources and other sources, it seems like this is an aftermath of another crime that happened not spontaneously but recently, and so that's the key indicator right now. I'm sure they've already identified the suspects, and they've already run background checks on them, and they've already run social media background checks on them to see what they're about and what their motives were. They're able to indicate within hours of neutralizing the suspects as to what was actually going on. Okay, Manny, thank you for your time.
Stay with CBSN New York for continuing coverage of the Jersey City shootout. We'll have updates as they come along right here and on our website at cbsnewyork.com.